Hello, this is the transferring data spreadsheet, and this is a video which I imagine a lot of people use fairly often. If you're using a template of mine that I built for you, you're going to have a blank copy that I've sent you at the beginning, and then you're going to have one which you then have all your information in. I would strongly suggest keeping a blank copy so that should you corrupt the main spreadsheet, and you can, there are ways of doing it. It's not incorruptible. If you move a cell or if you drag something down, whatever, you can in fact damage the spreadsheet. Now you want to transfer your data to a new clean template so that it's working correctly. One of the telltale signs, ironically, will be if you see anything saying NA alerts coming up. What it means is it can't actually find, sorry, not NA, reference, reference, hashtag REF. If you see reference, what that means is it can't find the cell it was originally pointing to. Now, the chances of me giving you a spreadsheet with a reference error in is minimal. So it's more than likely because something's been moved. If you see a reference error, we need to make some adjustments. So you need to transfer your data. So what I've got here is I've basically mocked up this, which would be a typical, your spreadsheet wouldn't look like this. They'll be in all different places, but I'll talk you through the different types of data sets. And then you've got a new spreadsheet, and they're exactly the same, but you just want to transfer your existing data into the new one. So you've got your new blank copy, you make a new copy of that. So you've always got your blank copy in reserve. Now you want to transfer the data from this version, which is the corrupted version, into this new spreadsheet. In your normal kind of data tables, you might have a situation like this where you've got all the different columns, and then you've got a space, and then you've got the formulated columns. Now, the formulated columns are locked, so you can't copy that data, and you don't want to copy that data. And these little white sections between are also locked, so you can't copy that data either. So you want to make sure you've got just under the header, down to the bottom. Now you can go all the way down to the bottom where the black line is to indicate the last blank cell, but you only really need to go up to the end of your data. If this is all clear, you can leave it. And if we copy that, go to your new spreadsheet, same tab on the new spreadsheet, same place. So we know that this data belongs in this spot because it's the same layout. And then you can right click and you can say paste values, not normal paste. That'll paste the formula from the previous one. Now, in this case, you might be okay with that, but there could still be problems. So don't do that. Use paste values. Now you paste the values and you see these calculations will calculate automatically as they did in the other one because all the formulas and things are intact. Now, you may have a different situation on, for example, your settings tab. Now, people will moan and groan about merge cells, and this is why they moan and groan about merge cells. However, there are some pros in using merge cells. It means, especially in your settings tab, that if you add to the spreadsheet, I can just move the other settings around and make everything as efficient as possible without having to resize cells. So sometimes, especially on your settings tab, I might use merge cells, and merge cells just poses a little bit of a complication when copying and pasting. So here, for example, I've got that you can see at the top, that's just one cell wide. That's just one cell wide. But this one here is actually 4 cells wide, and this one here is actually 5 cells wide. So these are the two merge cells. So I'm going to show you how they differ. If you have a list like this, if you've got a batch of data that's all together, we've just seen we can copy it in one go. If it's just a single column and then a space and another single column, you can't copy all of that together because it's got that locked cell in between. So all you would do is you'd copy that one. You come to the new spreadsheet and you'd say paste values. And then you go to this one over here. You go copy and you go to the new spreadsheet and you'd paste values into there. Make sure you start at the top, wherever you start copying from, and paste in the same thing. Now these ones, if I try to do those two in one, let's see, hopefully it'll stop me because it usually does, but sometimes it lets it go. Paste values, there we go. You can't paste it because the copy area paste aren't the same size. Now that's not true. They are technically the same size, but it's the merge cells that's giving them a little bit of a wobbly, so it doesn't quite know what to do with it. So all you do is, because this is 4 and that's 5, that's what's causing the problem. If they were both 4, I think it may have actually worked. But in this case, because one's a bit wide and the other one, if you copy that and then you paste values into there, and then you go back and you do the second one, Just make sure that when you paste values, you sync them up again. So they're both on the correct rows. Now, what we've got is you've transferred all of that data. Let's just clear that. We've transferred all of that data onto the new spreadsheet. So if this spreadsheet was corrupted, if we had, say, for argument's sake, moved something down here and was giving a reference error and all the rest of it, and we then knew that the data was in the correct place, but these formulas were corrupt, if we just copied each batch, like I just showed you, across into the new spreadsheet template, then that will be ready to go. So it's always just paste values, and it's always pasting into the correct places. Now, this is an easy example because they're all on one tab. You might have these all on separate tabs. You may have a table here and a list there and all sorts of things all over the place. You just got to go through methodically, start tab by tab, and just each tab assess, is it one big batch of data? Are they individual tables? And just copy and paste values of all the data across into the new one. The only thing you can't do is you can't just bulk copy across locked cells. You can't just bulk copy across formulated cells because they're also locked. And you also may not be able to bulk copy things like merge cell lists. But if you just do column by column, with the main bulk day of data in one batch and the other one's column by column, you can transfer across. And trust me, transferring your data from a corrupt spreadsheet into a perfectly working spreadsheet is a lot easier than trying to find a needle in the haystack to try and fix the corrupt spreadsheet. So most of the time when people send me a corrupt spreadsheet saying it's broken, this is what I do. I transfer it onto a clean copy that I've got and send it back again. I very, very seldom try and find the problem because it can be a needle in the haystack. And also, it can actually be multiple problems, and I don't always find all of them. So it's far easier just to use a new clean template. So keep one aside. That's how you do the data transfer. And I really hope that that helps. Thank you.